ensure that the tomato plants are not damaged during the process of removing weeds. Mulching bags can be used to minimize the effects of weed. After the first weeding, fertilizer is applied to help replenish the soil nutrients.
Organic manure to an extent, and in addition to the chemical fertilizer. When you want to add chemical fertilizers, it's recommended that you should use 14 bags of NPK and 6 bags of nitrogen fertilizer. But of course, you will apply not as a single dose. Initial application of the NPK start at the land preparation, and subsequently you apply at the intervals of 2 weeks or 4 weeks interval, particularly for the nitrogen. For tomatoes, if you are able to have access to lime, it also helps in the quality of the product and also the production. Lime also improves the quality of your soil. If you have to use lime properly, you get 2 bags of lime per hectare. It's not as much as fertilizer that you will apply.
To grow successfully, tomatoes need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, along with other trace minerals. It's always best to have your soil tested to check for nutrient levels and pH level. Disease and pest control.
I wasn't using treated water. I was using water from the dam, and I had there are other farmers around. So whatever they use, when the rains come, washes everything down, all the diseases go back to the water, and then I was bringing it back into the greenhouse. So it was a disaster. So I had to improvise. I had to dig a well. So now I use the well water for the greenhouse. So, and there's great improvement. Then another thing, the soil was already infested, and the first planting season was done on the ground. Just did it on the bare floor. So the second planting season I had to bag everything, and there was a significant improvement regarding that too.
Bacterial wilt, early and late blight, tomato mosaic, tomato yellow leaf curl virus, and mildew are common tomato diseases. Prevention is usually better than finding a cure. Test soils for the diseases if you can.
In the soil, we have different methods. We have the burning method. Burning it's like cooking the soil. You have a big metal bowl. Then you just like the normal cooking you do on fire, but this time around you put the soil inside and you turn it. You keep stirring it. You heat it so much so any microorganism like the nematode, you kill them. Then you cool it off before you bag, or then if not, you have to use you can use furadan, lime, and then alkaline. You mix in the soil, then before you bag. The heating, there's a certain temperature you do. You heat the soil before you apply your manure, so those ones don't get killed like that.
Apply chemicals with copper hydroxide, metalaxyl, and mancozeb as active ingredients. They can serve as preventive as well as curative active agents. Pests that affect tomatoes include aphids, cutworms, leaf miners, bollworms, thrips, whiteflies, and caterpillars.
There are a number of pests and diseases that affect tomato production seriously. One is the blight, which is a major problem of not just tomatoes but all other crops that are under the same family of tomatoes, that is tomatoes, pepper, potato, and therefore it's expected that there should be crop rotation. Don't plant tomato continuously on the same field. When you plant it on the same field, you are increasing the manifestation of these soil diseases in the soil. So it's expected that when you plant tomato, subsequently you rotate with other crops that are not from the same family. And if you have to do it continuously, bring in other cereals, and that will be reducing the infestation of this. There are a lot of, and you have pests like aphids and white flies that affect the tomato production, sorry. Of recent, for the past 2 years, there has been a notorious pest that has ravaged tomatoes nationwide, which is the Tuta absoluta. It can wipe out the field completely. This pest was not known to this part of the world. It originated from South Africa and it's growing very fast. Now, as much as possible, the control measures, there has been no much effective control measures yet, but it is advisable that where you have such problem, keep your fields weed free. Do a lot of any plant that is being affected, rock it out of the field and burn, and as much as possible, even though there are chemicals that you can control, but we normally advise that control measures using chemicals should be routine, not waiting until when the disease are manifest.
These pests can be controlled by insecticides that have the following active ingredients: acetamiprid, lambda, or novaluron. Pifentrin is also recommended. Again, it is better to spray these pesticides as preventive pesticides at least every 2 weeks. Harvesting. Tomato is best harvested in batches. The moment you start harvesting, you will continue on weekly basis till the end of the season. Usually, it will keep producing till the dry season when the plant will die off.